A guilty verdict today against one of 6 brothers in a sex abuse case. They found Aaron Jackson guilty in 3 of the 6 charges. News 3's Gabriella DeLuca was in the courtroom and has all the details from Perquimans County.
Aaron Jackson was found guilty on 3 counts of sexual offense. At the end of the trial, the victim stood up and asked the judge to be lenient on him and said that the only example he had was to follow his older brothers who had been sexually abusing her for years. After 3 hours of jury deliberation, they finally came out with a verdict. When the judge read it, the victim nor the defendant showed any emotion. They just stared straight ahead. The DA said the victim wanted to make a statement where she asked the judge to please be lenient on Aaron because the only example he had to follow was his older brothers. At that point, the DA intervened and said the victim is much more forgiving than the state, then asked to speak with the victim in private. They came out after a short recess and said the victim doesn't want the burden of sentencing and to leave it up to the judge. Aaron Jackson will face anywhere between 18 and 37 years behind bars total, which is more than any brother was sentenced to. He's the only one who refused a plea deal. News 3 talked to a legal analyst today about the likelihood of a not guilty plea after a 3-hour jury deliberation.
Well, it's really hard to tell whether that's good or bad for the defense. Sometimes a jury will come back with a decision quickly because they've decided unanimously and very quickly that the person is innocent, and therefore the charges should be dismissed.
Today marks the end of a 3.5-year investigation, with Aaron Jackson now serving the longest time in prison, essentially because he did not accept a plea deal. In Perquimans County, Gabriella DeLuca, News 3.
New development.